Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is hopefully going to be showing you some hidden features or some secrets about MSHGQM. So as you can see here, so let's jump right into it. And they may not be secrets so much as just things, kind of features that aren't maybe obviously apparent, or ways in which you can use MSHGQM that may not immediately be apparent when you're first taking a look at it. So anyway, I've got my Power BI desktop, my MSHGQM Power BI desktop file with just a calendar and a durations table, and I've got MSHGQM loaded here. And what the first thing that we're going to be taking a look at is right now is the use of these custom files. Okay, so right now I've got the custom measures 3.json is my current custom file, and let me get this on the right screen. It's just an empty file, right? But so if I set this to custom file that has some custom measures in it, custom measures.json, and I open that up, then obviously I get my custom measures. So no big surprise there. But did you know that you can come up here and go back to set custom measures 2.json, which only has one additional custom measure. But as you can see, and I put it in a custom 2 group just so it's obvious what was going on. But now, so now I have custom measures loaded from 2 different files, and everything still works, right? So I can go here and use these. I can go here and use these. And then, anyway, if I create any new custom measures, they'll obviously go into this custom 2. This is where they'll be written to, right? So just wanted to kind of show you that's something that you may not be familiar, that you can actually load up multiple custom measure files, right? So you can maybe create a file for data intelligence measures, so you have those all grouped together, and you could load those up when you need them, versus some other types of measures that you might have, like for supply chain type problems or something like that. But anyway, so that way you don't have to load up, and maybe you have a couple hundred custom measures that you have to deal with. You don't have to load up all 100 of them or 200 of them at a time. You can just load up just the ones you need at that particular moment. So anyway, I thought I'd show you that, and it's not something that you're normally just going to stumble over, if you will, or know that that's how it works. So here's another one. So if I just pick any of these and whatever, dairy DAX, so there's just so I get a DAX window, right? And let me clear this out and that sort of thing. So you can use this, right, as a just a measure authoring tool. So let's say I measure 1, I do a sum of durations, column 1, right? So now why would you do this, right? Well, one of the advantages in MSHGQM, again, is you can set the format string, the folder, and all of that right when you're creating the measure. So if I create, say, folder 1, and I just say create, and it says it's created, look, there it is, sitting in folder 1. There's my measure 1, right? And I can come over here and just say, okay, I want to create another one, next measure. I'm just creating simple measures just to show the concept, obviously. Creating measure, duration, yep, measure is going to be measure 2, create, and same folder, right? Boom, boom, measure 2 is created. Now, of course, this is not as nice of a interface for creating measures, right? Now that's going to change somewhat with the enterprise DNA version of this tool that I announced. It has a proper script editor, and I'm going to be adding tagging and colorization and all that stuff. But in the meantime, even for the free users, right? If you want, you can still come over here, and you can sort of get the best of both worlds, if you will. So I can say measure 3 equals max duration. So I'm getting my type ahead, which again, there's plans to add that into the enterprise DNA version, maybe eventually to the MSHGQM as well. Then I can just go use copy and paste, right? I can copy it. I still want it in folder 1 and create. So, and there I get my measure 3. And if I want to create another one, I still have this open. I can say measure 4, and say get the min, if you will. But again, just Control A, Control C, pop over here, pop over here to this one, create. And that way, as I'm creating my measures, I'm putting them in the proper folder, right? Instead of, and I'm going to be adding some additional. I have plans to add, and this should be in MSHGQM as well as the Enterprise DNA version. The ability to have the description field here, maybe the synonyms field. If you guys have some suggestions on some of the metadata fields that you would like to see here, I've got plenty of screen real estate to put in some additional metadata fields, so that you guys can control all of the metadata about that as you're creating the measures, instead of, like the way you have to do it today, which is a real pain, is once I create my measures, then I have to go, and if I want to edit the metadata about them and what display folders they're in, I have to come over here, I have to go find those measures, and then I can, enter in, things like my display folder and change that. So anyway, that's all I had today. Wanted to show off just a couple real quick secrets of MSHGQM. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.